Hello and welcome. It's good to see you there, SGBU and the Integer, Refraction PCSX2, and everybody else who's hanging out today. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well today. I'm not sure what we're doing today, I'll be honest. We'll probably end up just drawing backgrounds again, but I feel like we spent, I don't know what happened last stream, like, and I don't know, I feel like I missed a couple of dev streams or something. What happened? Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. It's good to see you. Oh, my lights. I didn't turn my other lights on. Yeah, it must have been a while since I streamed, because I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything right. But anyway, yeah, I started today a little bit easier. Like, I went and did a few things around the house, ate some breakfast, you know, just chilled, watched a couple of videos, and now I'm like, I should probably get to work. It's like 10:30 in the morning. One of those days. This week's been really weird because everything has not gone according to plan at all. I didn't expect a lot of the changes that happened over the last week. I guess that's partly just down to me not being aware of my calendar as well as I probably should have been, but also just like things went longer than I thought they would go for and stuff like that. We had Father's Day weekend this weekend, and that was weird. Missed a few things because of that, and then my son had a performance on yesterday. I thought it was like more of an afternoon thing, and it ended up becoming more of an evening thing, and then he wanted to go out for dinner afterwards, so I didn't end up streaming last night. So the next stream that I do for gaming is going to be playing Resident Evil 2 again on the GOG channel tonight. Yeah, it's been a weird one. I totally had no expectations of missing any streams this week, and I missed like 2 or 3 of them, it feels like. Plus the game dev streaming hasn't happened at all. Monday night was a chill night, trying to relax. Just felt like things were going getting pretty busy, I guess. But yeah, anyway, we got a lot of work to do on this game, and I don't know what to do. I've sat down and I was like, I don't know what to do. And last time, I guess I ended the stream without making a plan for today. Without making a plan for the next stream. So I'm just looking at it, it says day 28. I'm like, wasn't last stream day 28? Pretty sure today is 29. It's 101st ever dev stream as well, by the way. Yeah, so I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this. Let's have a look at it. I don't even remember what we did last time, I'll be honest. Like, we could have done, I think we did a little bit of, I messed around trying to do some character designs. I tried to do Aunt Jenny design. I think I tried to do the llama design. Neither of those I really felt like were coming along in the direction that I wanted them to go, but I also just didn't feel like I could, I don't know. Sometimes you try something, it doesn't work out. I'm really struggling to get my head into like what do characters look like in this world. I think I have some good ideas, but yeah, I think it's going to come down to like actually just creating some pixel art elements and stuff and see how they look in pixel art. Jay Tuesday, good to see you. Welcome in. As long as you're trying to look after yourself. Oh, I am definitely trying to look after myself. Like I said, Monday night I was just like, I'm going to take some time and relax, and this morning I did the same thing. Things have you know, a bit of a busier work week this week as well. I had to go into the office twice this week, which is pretty rare. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a more relaxed week next week, hopefully. Yeah, and I'm also, I think I'm going to look at doing, we'll see what next year looks like. Maybe I'll be more remote work again, just fully remote again, because that's a lot easier for me to manage the streaming schedule and everything else if I don't have to worry about traveling to an office and the energy required for that. So I might look at going full remote again next year. We'll see. We'll see. Going to the office be nothing but inconvenience these days. Yeah, it's a huge inconvenience. I mean, you know, it takes 3 hours out of my day, and it means that I can't do stuff as easily. So yeah, it's pretty rough. Anyway, looking at day 28 here, which was the last stream. I wanted to do apparently, you know, I guess these are just ideas that I was like, oh, we should work on some stuff. I think I did start on the final, but I didn't really get much done there. So we're still looking at like a lot of work that yet needs to be done. I might as well just take this. It's almost, I almost feel like just changing the title from to day 28-20X or day 30X or something like that. But for now, we'll just copy and paste the whole list. We still need to do all this stuff. We still need to continue on final version of Junkyard 1. And we need to keep working on both of these designs, and neither of those are done, so continue. Whoops, I must press caps lock. There we go. So yeah, maybe start implementing full puzzle graph for the rooms and areas. So this is something like, it's just a tedious job that I don't want to do. But what I need to do is take the code and the everything, basically take a copy of Hamster and then strip out all the Hamster stuff and just leave like the shell. That's what I really need to do for this to make this work. Why does it have room/FF? What does FF mean? Oh, areas. I must have accidentally pressed FF at some point. I don't know. Okay. I'm trying out a new keyboard. My initial impression is that it's not as good as my other keyboard. It's the this is the Keychron C2. The mechanical switches feel really boring. Yeah, I'm trying out this keyboard. Keychron C2. Full-size mechanical keyboard. A tactile mechanical keyboard for peak productivity. I don't know what they're talking about with peak productivity. I changed... Yeah, I don't know. It's a mechanical or optical switch option. I don't know which one I got. It was cheap. That's the reason I got it. It was discounted. I don't see any indication. Oh, it must be this it here, and this must be it here. C2K1Z. I don't know what that means, but I'll look that up. C2K1Z. We'll look that up. Let's just take a little. Let's take a little diversion right away. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, I think. C2K1Z. I've mistyped already. Also, there you go. I guess picking up the keyboard and putting it down, I knocked one of the feet down. C2K1Z. Keychron C2. Hey, Blue X, good to see ya. What is going on? I think this is just the keyboard model number. C2K1Z is just the model number. I don't know if it tells you which switches are in it. But yeah, this is like one of those Prime deals, like daily deals or whatever, and on Amazon. And I've been looking for a new keyboard for a long time. I thought that's cheap enough. I can try it out, and if I don't like it, I can just like give it to the kids to use for their computer or something. Because they're using like a pretty old keyboard on there. Keychron red switches. I mean, I could pull this thing off and we can take a look at it. Actually, that's a... it's jammed. I mean, it's not jammed, it's just on good. Let me use this to pry it up. Yeah, it's a red switch. I can see that. If they like cherry red switches, they're linear and gross. Yeah, it's very linear feeling. That's my main complaint, is it's very linear feeling. There's no like click. There's zero click. And the other complaint I would have about it is like yeah, they're individual mechanical switches, but they're kind of boring. And the sound that the keyboard makes is just the sound of plastic thumping on plastic, because like the keys all bottom out and just go clunk on the bottom of the. If they was like a rubber ring around each of the posts to stop the clunk, it would be a very quiet keyboard. It doesn't feel very mechanical though. It's like the chiclet keyboard from Apple, or basically most chiclet keyboards. They feel better than this in terms of like key resistance. This is a very linear switch, so I'm not a huge fan. I'll use it for a little while and see how I feel. G'day, Max Devlin. Welcome in. Good to see you. Are you just getting off work there, Blue X? Awesome. Good to hear. I'm good. I'm good. I've been busy this week, and it's kind of throwing me off a bit, but I'm chilling. We're gonna get some work done. They really suck. I palmed my Corsair keyboard with reds off on my misses and got myself cherry browns. Yeah, so I've got Cherry MX Blues in my old keyboard, the one that I was using, which are the most clicky ones you can get. And going from that to like a full linear is like very weird feeling. Your biggest problem that you had was you tend to rest your fingers on keys, and there wasn't enough force to hold my fingers up. Actually, yeah, I have the same problem. I do have the same problem. So we'll see if that comes up anytime. Browns are kind of in the middle-ish. Okay.
Oh boy, we're having fun now!
I forgot to turn that off. Oh, yeah, it's always Dammit Baines that comes in and does the oh boy, we're having fun. Yeah, it's pretty much never somebody else. I'll just turn it down a lot, so if people still want to make noises they can, but it'll be very quiet now. There you go, about there. I'll just have to remember to turn it up later. And I got yeah, the keyboard, the footprint of the keyboard's a lot smaller, so that's nice. I like that about it. But yeah, I don't know, the Keychron C2, I like the main reason I chose this keyboard just because I like the way it looked, and it was cheap. I can't remember how much I paid, like 60 Australian or something like that for it. It was very cheap. I mean, it looks like the list prices are about twice that, so it must be like 50% off. Yeah, you can get this kind of keyboard for like $100 Australian, it looks like. Why does Bunnings Warehouse, the hardware store, sell keyboards? This doesn't make sense. Oh, this must be in the marketplace? I didn't realize they'd added a marketplace. That's crazy. You sure your keyboard was like 200 Aussie? Yeah, the last one I had was pretty expensive. Like, I don't know what you pay for, DOS keyboard to Ultimate. No, 4 Ultimate? 4 Ultimate. Yeah, these are like $300 Australian or more. I don't know, somewhere around there. It's a great keyboard. I like it a lot. And I have another one actually. It's just in a box somewhere. I had one for the office and one for home, but when we closed the office, I just brought it home and it's in a box somewhere around here. But yeah, this is the one I have. I just recapped it. Not recapped. I replaced the keycaps. So that they look different. But yeah, the footprint of this keyboard, like the footprint of the DOS keyboard versus this one, it's way different. And I kind of like the lower footprint. I just wish this one had a dial for the audio. That's all I want. Like, this form factor with a dial for the audio would be great. Maybe I'll make my own. There's like a whole thing with making your own keyboards these days, though. It's probably not as fun nowadays. There's like probably kits and stuff you get. Maybe I just take this and just modify this keyboard and put the dial on it. Also, I wouldn't mind dedicated media keys. This one's got function keys for media keys. So like I have to hold down function and then I can press like to pause the music or something. I have to hold function and then F8. Which is like, okay, the music's paused and it works, but my other keyboard had a dedicated button for that, so it was nice. E-Keen isn't long enough to use a keyboard with nothing written on it. It doesn't... The reason, I'll be honest, the reason I got this keyboard was because I found myself looking at the keyboard even though I knew I didn't need to. I would just look at it anyway. And I bought this to break that habit. And... I mean, I still look at the keyboard occasionally just to align my hands, make sure they're on the right spot or something like that. Sometimes, but I don't know. It helped with that. Like, you probably don't need the glyphs on the keyboard refraction. You probably use the keyboard enough that you're like, I don't need it. But yeah, that's one of the reasons that I got this. Other than I just thought it looked cool and I thought it was like a fun keyboard, and also I wanted to get. I hadn't had a mechanical keyboard yet, and I knew that I wanted Cherry Blues because I'd tried them out at like a computer store, the Cherry Blue keys, and I was like, oh, they're awesome. I want that key. So I ended up finding this one and bought this one. So that's why I got the Ultimate 4. Yeah. A lot of keyboards have hot swappable switches and caps. Yeah, I don't know if these ones are swappable or not. Hey, Janitors, good to see you. German engineering at its best. I mean, I'm sure it's well engineered. Yeah. I think the keys in the DOS keyboard are like soldered on components. Like they're not swappable. I don't know about this one if they're swappable or not. They might be. But yeah, I don't know if I want to go and buy a whole bunch of new switches. Maybe I can just find this keyboard with like cherry browns or something like that in it. I guess I could look it up. So this is red switch. Can you get it? Can you get them with different switches? I didn't even, I'll be honest, I didn't even look at what switch type they were. I just assumed that they would be nice mechanical switches. I didn't even look. It was like so cheap. I was like, I'll buy it and I'll find out later if I like it. I guess I need to look for Keychron C2. What? Like blue or brown? Blue switch? Honestly, I couldn't tell. This is cheap. This is cheaper than the Amazon list price, and this is the same keyboard. So I maybe I didn't get as big of a discount as I thought I was getting. Still, I paid about $60 for it, so it was still cheaper. Yeah, this is direct from Keychron. So I can't choose blue, but I can choose brown apparently. Blue sold out. Wait, they have backlight options? I don't want backlights, so that's good. Keychron mechanical hot swappable. Oh, okay. Okay, that's the price difference there if it's hot swappable. I'm never going to spend the time and money to hot swap anything. So if I go for brown, it's $89 plus postage, I assume. Unless it says free postage somewhere. Does it describe the different switches there? If it's brown and blue and red and they operate the same as cherry switches, they're probably the same as cherry switches, but I don't know. Like, yeah. Okay, here you go. Here's the difference. So yeah, it's like the brown is sort of like about halfway between. It's actually a little close to blue range. Pre-travel. 2 mil versus 2.3 versus 0.6. I don't understand. Oh wait, no, 2. Okay. Travel distance total. I'm just pressing the F key just to see if I can agree with this 2 mil pre-travel. I don't feel it engage at all any different. Oh, maybe there is. If I'm pressing very lightly, it might be about 2 mil. Yeah. Okay. I'll agree with that. Total travel distance is 4 mil. That seems about right. Very linear. Tactile. I guess tactile is what I want. Clicky is what I have. Tactile is probably what I want. Prelude. Yes, no, and yes. Sound level quiet, clicky, and gentle. Office gaming, typist, and midway office gaming. So... honestly, like... this... the linear behavior is not ideal for me, I think. I want to see the diagrams. You know, you see the cherry diagrams of like the key action. Okay, they don't have any diagrams. Cherry, MX, resistance diagram, or a graph, maybe graph. Yeah. Tactile point. Anyway. That's a keyboard. Maybe I send this one back and I get this one instead and try give it a fair go with cherry browns in it, or equivalent browns. Yeah, I'll give this on a little bit of time first, and then maybe I'll send it back. Actually, maybe I could just give this, like I said, I can just give this one to the kids and replace their crappy keyboard with this one. That's probably what I'll do. I just maybe buy a replacement later on. All right, back to work. What we're doing today is, I don't know. I guess we're gonna do. At some point, we have to do the work of like actually implementing. So before we can do this, we have to take day of the hamster and remove all the stuff, basically. Palm it off someone else. Where have I heard that before? Yeah, exactly. It's good that we have a place that we can send it, and it will have a good home if I do so choose. Yeah, all right. New keyboard though, so we'll see how it goes. Having more space on the desk is like it's a significant amount of space that it saves actually. So like it's both narrower this way and widthways as well. It's the only thing is the profile is a little weird. I don't know if the profile suits me. It might be a little bit tall, but the other one was also tall. I don't know. I'll see if I get used to it. Anyway, I'm probably just gonna. Probably what I should do is this, because I know this is an easy thing to ease into, and I want an easy day today. So let's just ease into that. The heck? Scratched something on my desk. Oh, it's gone now. Okay, it's just a weird little line. Anyway, I think I left my water bottle out there. I'll have to go grab that in a minute, because I'm gonna need some water too. We'll plug in the screen and fire up Krita, and we'll maybe just do some drawing. I should do that. I really do need to do that work of taking... Really do need to do that work of taking Day and the Hamster and setting it up as a template for this game. Because all of the work that I've already done, like, it basically isn't that much work in engine like stuff, and we get all the enhancements of like having sound effects and other features in play. Man, I should have put a screen protector on this thing like day one. I need to get one. Maybe that'll be my next Amazon purchase. Wait until I see them on a deep discount and then grab one. All right. I'm just putting my thinking cap on for a minute here while I look at this, but I'll switch over so you can see it. I don't know if this is like Day of the Tentacle enough. That's where I'm at. The last scene's not very Day of the Tentacle either. And I remember complaining about that. I'm feeling a little bit down on myself about it, because I'm like, hey, this isn't what I set out to do. Adrian, good to see you, man. I heard things were good in here. Things are great. Things are going so good. Plants have all been watered for the evening, and now the task of going through this project to probably document things. Oh, good luck with your documentation there. I am having a bit of a hard time with the composition here again, which is annoying. I also just don't think like I don't think everything looks quite right, but I don't know what to do about it. Simplifying is what I should do probably. Like I'm trying to get this look of like an old style like Day of the Tentacle look, and I just can't seem to nail it lately. I got to go back and look at more references maybe. It's very hard because like I want to draw something different, but like I just naturally want to draw something different, but going back and trying to make sure I'm looking at this style is a tricky thing to do. Oh my gosh, welcome in raiders, welcome in Proton, thank you very much for the raid. Just looking at some reference here. I'm having a hard time nailing the look of what I want to do. What is up? Good to see you there, Proton. Hey, thanks for shouting out Proton for me there, Refraction. Arranging the third remix. Wow, already on to the third one. Awesome. Yeah. All right. What is even going on here? Like, what? How am I supposed to interpret this? I guess this is the front. Okay, yeah, I got it. I got it. I gotta push my whimsical side a lot further, man. That's the problem. That's the problem. All right, what else can we find for a good reference here? There's another reference. It's interesting, they just sort of like pick and choose what they want, what they feel like doing almost. But it still looks so good. Look at this. Looks great. Oh, that's awesome, Proton. Sweet. Exclusive premiere on Slay Radio. Nothing on that building makes sense. Yeah, it's an interesting reference. I really like it. It's just so simple. Like, this is where I need to start focusing on the simplicity of some of this stuff. Like, my one thing I'm noticing here is like, hey, maybe too many angles, you know. It's honestly it's not that bad. Maybe I just like straighten up like 1 or 2 bits here, try and go for like a more, you know what, this is not too bad. That building itself, not too bad. I'm gonna forgive myself on that one. Let's go back to the roof. Just plain, ordinary looking roof. No roof. You know what? I think we're okay. I think this is what I want. I think we got what we want. Oh. All right, maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm overthinking it, which is fine. Like, that's what I do sometimes. So maybe I just gotta let myself overthink a little bit sometimes. All right. Check Discord DM for unlisted remix video. It's exclusive, right? I shouldn't look at it, right? On stream. Ocean Loader 3. Oh, you sent this one through already earlier. So this is the new one you've been working on. Is that right? Maybe it doesn't have that fisheye focus on the middle effect, but it doesn't need it. Maybe you could imply that a bit with the cars, like have them stacked precariously. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of as well. I can? All right, I'll put it on for a minute. Give me a sec. Oops. How long is that? 3 minutes. We got to change all the save all the changes? Oh my gosh. That sucks, dude. Did the ending again enhance this bit? Oh, okay. Man, that looks cool as. Sounds cool as. Sorry. Thanks, Proton, for sharing that with us. All right. I don't want to overdo it. That's the key, is not overdoing it. So I'm not going to like texture this one up as nearly as much as I did on the other ones. All right, let's get the music back. Do a little bit of cleanup here. Reason why third remix already and not coding is lesser fun. My dev host died. No longer boots up. Oh man, that's rough. ID and all sources are there. Oh my gosh. Good luck. I hope you can recover it. Hope you can figure out how to recover that. That's really, really rough, dude. Hey, Ref. Good luck with your relocation. Hopefully you're feeling all right. It's 2:30 a.m. already. Yeah, I started late today. I don't think I'm going to get much done today, I'll be honest. I got a headache and we'll see. We'll see. Do a little cleanup there at least. Welcome back, ref. 4:30 a.m. for you, Proton? Man, you must be tired. I know I would be. Hey, no worries, Refraction. Have a good sleep. Thank you very much for being here. I'll see you soon on the GOG channel. Yeah, hopefully we'll be there. Hopefully we'll be there. Hey there, Dragonfax. Good to see you. Kinnikos, hello, hello. The arting's gone okay. Trying to work my way through some compositional challenges that I'm having. Yeah, that's a word. You've been trying to replay The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and you keep getting null pointer... null pointer dereference crashes? I mean, I guess because you're running on Linux, I assume that you're having issues. Like, I don't remember it being that crashy on Windows. Dragonfax, you're too kind. I hope you're doing well today. You've had it crash the same way on Windows? I mean, maybe there's just something wrong with your computer or something. I don't know. Like, I've definitely had issues with Oblivion, but not that kind of, like, not that level of issue. Not that regular either. Yeah, what I'm trying to do right now is just compositionally, like, lean into the shape of things that I want to see. And something else I'm thinking about here is with this, with the building is like maybe changing the shape of it a little bit more. But I'm not sure how I would like to do that. Maybe something like this. I don't know. It's honestly like it's probably close enough to what we need to not worry about changing it. Yeah, it's pretty darn good actually. I mean, I could just do this, you know, I could do a more curvy shape with it rather than the straight lines everywhere. But it's actually pretty close, so I don't think I really need to change it compositionally. Cursed game. I don't know who wrote this on PC Gaming Wiki, but apparently Open Morrowind has an experimental support for reading Oblivion's data files. Wow. That's pretty cool. Hey, Tolplin, good to see you. I think I know what you're doing today. You're ordering donuts. No, I'm not ordering any donuts today. Thanks, Tolplin. I appreciate it, though. Absentia, hello, hello. Good to see you. Mike Art. That's me. Yeah, I'm Art. I am Art today. I want another coffee, honestly. I just finished mine and immediately I want another one. But yeah, I'm trying to bring the composition a little bit closer to something that feels nicer to look at visually. A little bit more intriguing to look at, maybe, is the word I'm looking for. Nice warm apple filter, apple fritter and coffee. Apple fritter. Interesting. A good coffee though does sound good. Abby bought me some blue and berry Death Wish coffee. Blueberry vanilla blend, high caffeine ground coffee. Huh. Blueberry vanilla in coffee. I don't think that's something I've ever thought to try. My wife used to like putting like vanilla or caramel or stuff like that in her coffee. She doesn't do it as much these days. Just tried a Surface Pro for the first time the other today. I'll say I'm impressed. I might buy one. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen the Surface Pros a bit around. I never really thought to try one. I don't think I have the need for one. Although the idea of being able to do this, like draw art like this on a tablet that I can just walk around with, like it's an interesting idea. Because like in theory, I could go on holiday with my family and bring some work with me that I can just sit down and chill when I get some downtime and draw pictures for games or whatever. Cool idea. Kind of what you're thinking as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like I don't have a utility for one here, but if I leave the house and I still want to do something like this, then that's where I would see it becoming very useful. Put lavender syrup in your coffee? Lavender syrup mixed with half and half. I like lavender. My mum used to make lavender ice cream. It was delicious. Bloody Cactus, g'day, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think I just don't like sweetening up my coffee that much, Kin. That's probably why I'm not, like, none of these are sounding like great to me. I don't really like sweetening it up that much. I used to put, when I was younger, I put sugar in my coffee, but these days I don't. I haven't done that for years. Decades. I think I need to get I did say I need to get my water bottle soon, and that was like when I started the stream, so I should probably go grab my water bottle. Maybe I'll grab a coffee, get the coffee started while I'm at it. Yeah. Can't drink black coffee. You're okay with just milk? Yeah, I usually put milk in my coffee. But yeah. Sweet junk food with your dark bitter black coffee. Ooh. So you're like, I'll eat some of this like delicious chocolate, and then I'll eat some, I'll have a nice coffee. I actually don't mind like having a nice sweet pastry with a coffee. If I'm going out, like, you know, if we go out with the family for like a morning walk or something like that, and there's a cafe around, we'll like sit down. I get a coffee and a pastry to go with it. Oh, custard donut, wow. I'm a huge fan of cinnamon. Like and like croissant, or like that really like crumbly, like not crumbly, what's the word, flaky pastries. So like, you know, croissant or croissant like things with cinnamon on them, so good. Sorry, that was me yawning, in case you couldn't tell. I was just yawning. I think this kind of, like, leaning towards this composition might be a little bit more interesting, visually speaking. It's like, really just, like, basically I'm just, like, shrinking the area you can move around in a little bit. Just by a tiny bit, not actually that much, but enough that it will feel a little bit more like you're looking into the junkyard rather than like, yeah, I think that'll help a bit. The floor, I still need to handle like the ground. The ground is not going to look right until I do something with that. Yeah, I can't just have a big brown patch on the ground. I got to do something about it. So like I was looking at, for reference, just for those of you who haven't seen this yet, I did drop in a little reference from Full Throttle, just as like an idea of like maybe I could try something that would look a little bit like this. Obviously I'd have to have the lines make sense, like, you know, the motorcycle tire lines would want to go. I was pointing with my hand instead of with the pen. I guess they would go more like, where's my current layer? Create a new one. They would obviously want to go like leading the eye this way, sort of thing, you know. So they'd be less likely to follow the pattern that you can see on the screen, but like the idea would be they'd go off in that direction more. And like, you know, maybe a couple of odd angles this way, but something like that. But that would take a lot of effort to render, I think. When you have objects in the foreground, it adds to the illusion of depth. Yeah, it does. And I already had, like, I did have this, but it's just it's too little. There's just not enough there, and it doesn't really feel like it's encroaching and encompassing the scene. And the other thing I want to do is with the lines like this, sort of like, that's a bit exaggerated perhaps, but like a line that's sort of like leaning over and pulling, like it's sort of like creating a canopy over the scene. It'll make it feel a little bit more like foreboding and dark, and that's what this scene needs to feel. It needs to feel a little bit more like ominous. Excuse me. So like the way that I drew the sketches of stacks of cars, just on, maybe there was something in my mind that was like, this is the way it needed to be, but it wasn't really that intentional. But you can see like the lines are more like this. See how those lines are like following the stacks of cars up and out? And that means that's sort of like, hey, you can, it's like, it's open area, it's an open space, and that's really not what I wanted to go for. Somehow, like, for everything, it's sort of like, yeah, they're not really, they're leaving a lot of, this is the only one here, probably this one at the back is the only one that sort of like followed the rules that I should have been following all along. Everything else is sort of like, hey, it's open, big open skies above you, whereas I want this to feel like you're almost entering into a cave of darkness, because it is a stealth section, right? That we're heading into here. So yeah. That's the correction that I'm trying to make anyway. Oh, I probably should have deleted that layer. Undo. Get rid of all these extra lines. But yeah, that's the goal here, is just to move everything in that direction. So it feels a little bit more claustrophobic, I guess, is like a way to express that thought. I'm gonna grab that drink and whatever else. But yeah, look, honestly, even just with this ground that I just dropped in, it's not even the right ground. Like, it doesn't match this scene at all. It doesn't match the art style perfectly either, but it looks great. Like, it really elevates the look of the whole scene. I'm not gonna obviously have that in place, but it does help, like, give an idea of like where we could take this, at least. Even if I don't go all the way in that direction. Even if I like only sort of like lean in that direction a little bit. But yeah, I think one of the things I want to focus on next is probably going to be taking care of like the roof. I want the roof to like look a little bit more interesting, or like maybe take a little bit less attention, maybe change the color of it. I want this to feel like run down and decrepit as well, so I think like going with, like, my original thought was like rusty red tin roof, but maybe I could go for just like a rusty tin roof instead of rusty red. I also want to bring some like rust and grime to the signage, and I want this to feel a little bit more settled, so like putting in some dirt that splashes, some like oil stains and stuff like that, maybe having an oil stained piece that, like, you know, you can clearly see it's like marrying this to the terrain, like an oil stain there or something like that. Maybe like some a little bit of like vegetation that's like growing up through the floorboards here or something like that. You know, little details to try and tie this into the world, because it's sort of like not quite there at the moment. Also, I just don't know what's going on with the floorboards on the front. They just don't feel right to me for some reason. Maybe it's too detailed. Maybe I need to try some other techniques for drawing that. Anyway, for the third time, I'm gonna go get my coffee. I'll be right back. I almost certainly won't be 15 to 35 minutes, but yeah. We'll be back in a minute. Weeds growing through is a good touch. Yeah, hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out. I'll see you in a bit. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. Whoa. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. I have anonymous follows on the channel, so feel free to lurk away or jump in the chat and say hello. Either way, I do appreciate the support. It's awesome to see you. Welcome in. All right. Where was I? Making a mess of this drawing. I actually don't know where to begin. Maybe I'll begin with this foreground because it's easy. I can pretty much just fill in like the sketches that I've done here, I think. I guess I can't because it's got all the other lines on it. We just update this. Let's see. All right, go filling in these. Yeah, I think we can add a little bit more paraphernalia and stuff like that as well along here. But for now, It's 4:24 a.m. and all is calm. That's great, Binu. That's great. It's 12:25 p.m. over here. So it's midday, and I'm just messing around, I guess, trying to get my composition to look a little nicer. Good morning to you, Shaboy J. Welcome in. Funny, I don't really know what to work on at any given time, so I'm just sort of like jumping around, sort of trying a little bit here and there. Night for you, yeah. Art is looking nice, thank you. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what to do, honestly. We got our dog kennel for our very large dogs. It's a very large dog kennel. Like, it's ridiculously large for a dog kennel. We got our dog food sketched in. We still haven't redrawn that yet. I'm probably gonna pixel art in bits and details for that bit when we get to that stage. The car stacks in the background, the car and junk stacks, I don't know if I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that just yet. His and hers dog kennels, yeah. Oh my. Welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I have anonymous follows on the channel. Feel free to lurk away or jump in the chat, say hello. Either way, I appreciate it. It's good to have you here. I wonder how epic we could make this feel. So I'm feeling like background elements need to be very much like light and dark silhouettes, shades, and not much detail thrown in. Like very limited detail, almost at the level of the detail that's like already in those sketches, like very subtle details for the background. But as we get closer, I want to bring in a little bit more of that detail, but not too much, because it is supposed to be Day of the Tentacle inspired, and I don't feel like they would have put too much detail in these car stacks if they were to do them in Day of the Tentacle. So I need to figure out how to deal with that. I feel like I need to open up some other pieces that I've worked on, just so I've got something else to look at, you know. Wouldn't mind going back in and finishing up more of this too. This will be a nice one to finish up as well. We'll see. I'll think about... We'll just keep working on the one we're working on, I think. So here's a good reference piece. This is the car stack I drew here. Thing is, they're a bit closer. But I think that's probably the level of detail we want to go for. The infamous Macaw Pond? The what pond? Macaw Pond? Oh, I like the idea of the doghouse having a chimney or a smokestack. I like that. And also the water trough instead of a dish is an interesting idea. How's it going today, Bloody Cactus? You keeping well, mate? I'm sure you've been busy. There's more I have to do here too, honestly. Like this, I don't know. The amount of detail on that fence is like ridiculous. It's too much detail. I need to back that off a lot. It was fun to do, that's the problem. What can we learn from looking at references? Oh, you're looking for a new sword for your martial arts stuff? Got to get a new roof. 10 grand? Yikes, dude. There goes the emergency fund. I guess that's what this for, right? That's rough. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Dealing with something like that's such a pain. I'm just scrolling for inspiration right now. Package just got left at the front door. I need to go get that. Hope Day of the Hands HD will support 144 FPS for competitive online maze play. Right. The new roof is important, especially before winter. You got a leak. The roof hasn't been replaced in more than 20 years, so it's due. Jeez, dude. Makes me think I should probably look into getting my roof checked as well. It's not that old, but it's old enough. I'm just gonna go check what was left at the front door before I continue here. All right. Hamster maze need rollback. The hamster maze was good. I liked the hamster maze. This game ain't gonna have the same level of stuff in it. I feel like I've screwed up somehow here with the cars. But I guess we'll see. Maybe I should keep it a short one today, because I'm not feeling as good as I should be, and I still need to do some prep for the stream tonight on GOG. But yeah, I'll keep working on this for a bit and see how I feel. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to be conscious of that. People keep telling me, you know, got to look after yourself. Don't overdo it. And then when I do that and look after myself and take it easy, they're like, where were you last night? I was chilling, trying to relax. Mixed messages, man. Will there be a VR version? Of course there will be, yeah. Can't have a game without VR these days. I was happy to pick up a copy of Deluxe Paint Animation. Just wish the box was in nice condition. How many does that bring you to, Bloody Cactus? Didn't you already have a couple, or is I mean, I think it's somebody else. I would love to get a copy of Deluxe Paint Animator for DOS, which is the one I used to have when I was a kid. And the weird thing is, I have not been able to find the same version of that program since then. Like, I've gone looking around in like the archiving websites and stuff like that, and I haven't found the same DOS version that I used to have when I was a kid. Seal Deluxe Paints for Amiga, a copy of DP2E for IBM, and DPA for IBM. Nice. I'm good now, unless I see a nicer box for DPA. Have you backed up the discs for it and sent them to me? It might be the version that I'm looking for. Image them, yeah, it's the same as what's online already. Oh, interesting. I wonder if it is the version that I had, but I'm just misremembering some details or something like that. Disc no scene, but it's 5.25, and you don't have the reader for it. Damn, we'll have to get you a floppy drive next, so you can back it up. This feels like it's going to be more claustrophobic, doesn't it? So like filling in, like it's like the world is sort of like falling in on top of us a bit more now. I'd have to actually load up a copy of Deluxe Animator and have a look at it. Being you, I don't remember what the difference was off the top of my head. Like, I just remember looking at him going like, no, this doesn't quite feel right. It's the same program, but it's like it's slightly different. I think they basically all had the same tools and everything. It's just like something was like subtly different. I don't remember exactly what off the top of my head. I just remember feeling dissatisfied with the versions that I could find when I was looking for it. Yeah, I obviously I didn't write down like these are the differences. I probably should have, because that would have been interesting. Might try running Oblivion under 64-bit Wine prefix using Wine64. Apparently Wine-Trix is telling me, okay, you're on the new WoW 64 mode and have DXVK, okay, installed on the 64-bit prefix just to get the BZ2 remake. Wow. Not to think I ran out of memory trying to load. Oh my gosh, yeah. The Driving My Tandy 1000 is 360 KB, and that might work. Oh, there you go. That might work. Reminds me of the car junkyard in Whispers of the Machine. Have I played Whispers of the Machine? I don't remember if I have. I think I might have. Why does like the idea of like a crossbow or a dart gun come to mind? Bloody Cactus. Is that right? Is there something related there? Deluxe Paint 2 versus 2 Enhanced were very different in your mind. It might have been that I had like 2E or something like that. Maybe that's what it is. I remember the one I used was 320x200 and limited to conventional memory only. Oh, interesting. I don't remember that detail. Maybe that's true for mine as well. Although I think I vaguely remember like drawing a higher resolution than that, so maybe not. 2E had a lot of video modes, but no animation stuff at all. I definitely had animation, so maybe it wasn't. Oh, I don't know. See, this is the thing. I don't know. I definitely had. I used it for animation all the time. I made a lot of fun animations with it. Hyper Fighting Turbo Edition. That's it, Jay. Yeah. Yeah. But it has to be a bootleg of that. So like having the stack of cars feel like it's like leaning in like that is probably going to be good for the feel of the area, I think. That is going to be a lot better than what I had before anyway. I know that much. That's the important thing to remember. I've only seen one version of Deluxe Paint Animation 1.0. I think Deluxe Paint 2 still use the Stacko. Oh, come on. You're confusing the situation here, Shaboy J. Hilariously. DXVK apparently now has replacement D3D8, so I might see what the hell happens to Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. And run it under my 64-bit prefix. Go for it. DPA release was timed a bit badly, so Autodesk Animator was already out with extended memory support. Oh, okay. A lot more expensive, of course. Yeah. Not that I paid for anything back then. I just got given stuff on random floppy disks from people we knew. Yeah, of course you got to test Freelancer, Ken. Yeah. 2 Windows games that you play that use DirectX 3D8. Sorry, Direct 3D8. You're off to bed, Jay. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, dude. Sleep well. Yeah, have a great night, day, morning existence outside the concept of time, Mike and chat. Thank you, Jay. You have a good one. I'll see you soon, hopefully. I'll be on the GOG channel tonight. Maybe I'll see you there. Couldn't afford anything as a kid, so a kid only ever got a few games I found for cheap in weird stores. Yeah, pretty much same thing for us too. I had access to software from people who like gave it to us. Like, I don't remember exactly how that happened, but it was like most of the stuff we had. I've told this before many times. Most of the stuff we had was demo discs, shareware that we'd buy for like cheap at like markets and stuff like that. And then occasionally, like very rarely, my parents would like decide that a birthday present or a Christmas present could be a video game. So yeah, mostly it was just like piracy or shareware. Mostly shareware, honestly, but yeah, the occasional piracy as well. But yeah, I remember thinking like as a kid, like always looking through magazines when my mum would drag us to the newsagents. I was always like, oh cool, at least I can look at the video game magazines. And I'd look at them and I'd like flick through and I'd be like, oh, I really want to play that game and this game. And I'd like check and see if they had a demo included on the disc on the cover. And if they did, I'd be like, Mom, can we get this? Sometimes she'd say yes, which is good. And that's where all my games came from, pretty much. Most of them, anyway. And funnily enough, I still have some of those CDs. I don't have a lot of them. There's a lot that are missing. Like, I thought I had them all at some point, but I guess I let some of them go. I did let go of the magazines themselves, and I really regret that. Because now, I've been looking on archive.org, and like one of the particular magazines that I used to get, which was one of the cheaper ones, that hasn't really been archived much. There's like 2 issues of it, or maybe 1 or 2 issues of it archived on archive.org, and the rest of them, no. And I would really love to see a full archive of those someday. Maybe someday I will. I'm actually a lot happier with this composition, so yeah, it was worthwhile reworking. I looked away for a bit and talked about some junk, and then I looked back and I'm like, actually, this is not a bad composition. It's much nicer than it was. Yeah, we've come a long way today, actually. This is good. I don't think today is going to be a big productive day, just because of the way I'm feeling. But at least we're getting something done. We're making some kind of progress. I want these to be rusty, but I don't really know how to do a good, like, rust. So let's just flip gears again. Change gears again. Whatever the word is I'm supposed to use here. Let's see. What if I just throw a layer in here, set its mode to, like, I don't know, overlay. Sure. I don't know. I don't even know. And then set the opacity to like 50. and we'll get like an oily purple color, and we'll just draw here. No, this isn't working out. Let's undo. Let's try multiply. Multiply usually is just darkening. Let's just do this, and we'll see if we can find a nice. Let's see. Screen is usually lightning effect, yeah, lightening. Nope. Burn. Nope. What's color dodge, Lou? Oh, interesting. I mean, multiply is normally what I would go for. Overlay is interesting, though. Hmm. Alright, I'm not sure. What I want to try and do is tie this thing back into the terrain a little bit somehow. I actually think like the shadow that I put underneath it is like part of the problem of like it feeling separated a bit. So if I just go in with the classic eraser tool, just get rid of that shadow, should help a little bit. New X-Men pinball looks pretty spiffy. I haven't looked. I didn't even know they announced one, actually. Is it another Stern? Man, that playfield looks awesome. That's pretty cool. What's the LE one look like? Hmm. What's the difference? I don't know. If I read the article, I'd probably be able to tell a bit more. Oh, here's side by side. Okay. Yeah, all right. Subtle differences. That looks cool as. No left bumper. Got a pop down there, flipper on left side. Nice changed in layout. Not a fan of the art. It's too bright, too busy for background. It is very colorful. You're right. There's a bit of noise there, but I think, like, I don't know. It reminds you of X-Men visually. Oh, there's the Matrix there. Cool, man. Hmm. Hey, have a good sleep there, Bloody Cactus. Sorry if I missed you. I think this is going to work. This is good. Yeah, we'd obviously want to clean up the shading and draw in a little bit on these foreground cars and the background cars a little bit. But honestly, like, the way the background looks is even probably okay for this style. Like, it's not quite there, but it's a good start. Like, it's pretty close to what I need it to look like, honestly. So this is coming along well. I'm glad I changed the roof to be less bold and red. It was like a little bit too much red. Just keeping it like a little bit of the fascia and stuff like that is a good way to deal with that, I think. And we have our rip and tear signs looking good in this resolution, which is one thing I was kind of subtly worried about, is like, are these signs going to be big enough to fit the names clearly? And I think they are. So like, the dogs being named Rip and Tear is good. Yeah. little bit of work on these cars, and I want to make them look like grungy and rusty as well without being too overly detailed. I think this ground, honestly, the ground isn't bad for what I need. So I think I can start tying it in with like a little bit of like rubble and some grass or like plants coming up around the place. Honestly, these sketched up pallets, it's probably fine. I could probably just leave this as is, just go in and do some detailing work on these stacks of dog food and whatever. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah. This is actually coming together pretty well, which is good. Happy about that. Happy to finally be getting somewhere with this game, man. It's been a chore. All right, yeah, we got to do character designs next. That's something we want to work on. Character designs. We have to take care of that soon. Implementing more puzzle. Like I said, I probably want to implement some ideas that we had. There's quite a few ideas that we had that I haven't taken care of properly yet, so. There's also that weirdly errant frame that I must have like bumped at some point. I'm noticing it. B Squad pointed it out to me the other day, and I was like, actually, you're right. Yeah. All right, things are coming together well. Things are coming together very well. What are we gonna do then? We're gonna do. There's a lot of things we could do right now. Excuse me. Boy. Hello there, Innocent. Do you work as an illustrator? No, I work as a, well, right now I work as a, what am I? I don't know. Yeah, my career path has been mostly in software engineering and management of software engineering and tech consulting. Twitchman? Yeah, I guess technically Twitchman is part of my career now too. No, but like, I've always liked drawing and illustrating. I just haven't. I did do, like, years ago, I did do graphic design and stuff like that as, like, a part of my income. But I haven't done that in a long time. Professional Twitchman. I wish I was fully professional Twitchman. What I'm looking for, I can't seem to find, which is the light levels. I know there's a way to change the light level of a character, like the shading on the character as they go into an area, but I can't see it here. Use continuous scaling level, area specific view, ID. Is there not like a way to change that? I've forgotten. Hotspots, walk behinds, regions, walkable areas. What if you have to do it in hotspots? Oh, I have to select one to see what properties I have. Properties. Nope. Walkable areas. They don't get properties? Huh. Weird. Very weird. All right. Uh. These walk behinds. Hopefully that's enough. And then where is the bar? It's all the way up there. We gotta drag it all the way down to here. It's very annoying, like, because it's a single bit mask, basically. Like, we're not doing, like, semi-transparent pixels. I gotta, so, like, pick and choose where the edges of things are. Hey, Stork, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. How's it going today? Hey, Pi, great to see you there too, man. Welcome. I don't know why I'm bothering detailing up here, because it's probably never going to happen. Did you stream today, Pi? Yeah, long time no see. I know. I've been AFK a little bit more than I should have been this week. Maybe unavoidable. I don't know if it was unavoidable. I guess I probably could have made something work at some point, but you did completed Mashinika museum in one sitting. Great puzzle game. Oh, nice. I have not played it. I haven't even heard of that one. Out of the loop too much, I guess. Oh, good logic puzzle game. I like a good logic puzzle game. I have to be in the mood for it, but I enjoy them when I am. Huh? Oh, I thought it was at the edge of the screen. I don't know why I'm bothering with this, because I know I'm not going to have a character walk over this side, but... I guess you never know. Namco's museum is good too. It has Pac-Man. You know the Waka Waka guy? I do know the Waka Waka guy. My daughter asked me to buy Namco collection, which included a bunch of stuff like that too, obviously. Hey Draforan, great to see you. 80% off. The Machinica museum is 80% off. Interesting. It's bedtime for you, Adrian. Have a great sleep, mate. Thanks for being here. You have a good one too. 2 o'clock. I might call it soon, actually, so I can go get some rest before I go get the kids. Prep up for the stream tonight, stuff like that. All right. Moment of truth here. How come he's not shrunk? At least the warp behinds are working. How come he's not shrinking to 70% when he goes in there? Scaling level 70. Start making sense, game. Zai, hello. You're back from 2-week holidays to the seaside. Did you miss anything interesting? I've been working very hard on this game. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe you did. How was your seaside holiday? No. Okay, since you're with your whole family. Oh, awesome. Why is the guy not shrinking when he walks up there? He should be shrinking. Is that something I'm forgetting about how character sizes work? Oh, there is. There's a setting. I copied this from day of the sandwich and I had changed some stuff to do with scaling in the settings. What's going on? Have I found the setting? Damn it. Is there some other setting? There it is. Use room area scaling. Use room area lighting. I thought it was on like a build setting, but it's not a build or a, you know, an application level setting, but it's actually a character level setting, a view level setting even. All right. Oops. That's a bit more like it. To use the light level change as well as the scale change, just to help with the visual of the change itself, just making that work together a little bit. This area is going to be great, actually. I'm really pleased with how this has come together. A few subtle changes to the composition and color choices and things like that, and it's really coming together nicely. Yeah, really pleased with how today's worked out, actually, given the limited time that I put into it as well. I think we'll have we'll do the same sort of effect as you cross the penumbra of this shadow when I fix up the shadow for the car. As you walk into this section, the light level and the scale will change at the same time, so it'll feel a little bit more like you're walking off into the distance as well. Yeah, this is surprisingly... this scene looks really good. It's starting to feel a lot more like that claustrophobic feel that I wanted to have, like walking into a cave almost in the background there. That's what this is going to feel like. It's going to be great. Really pleased with how this is coming together. Good. Excellent stuff. Very, very good. Good work today, everyone. Thank you for your help. Thanks for keeping me company. A lot of you have already gone off to get some sleep, and I don't blame you, because for you, it's probably quite late. For me, it's like mid-afternoon. I think I'm going to take some time, go do a couple of things around the house, maybe go for a walk, something like that. Get ready for the stream on GOG tonight. We're going to be playing Resident Evil 2, which is awesome. I really appreciate all the support, though. Thank you. Don't know when this game is going to be done. There's a lot of game to still make. There's still a lot of game to make, and I need to start reaching out to some people for voice acting and music production. And I think it's getting close to the point where music production is actually going to be important. Hey, thank you, Stalkwater. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Absentia. All right, so let's go ahead and check off a few things that we did complete today. Or did we? Well, basically, we just did this. I guess that's basically all I did. Is just continue working on that. Hopefully, we'll finish it off soon. It's pretty close to done, honestly. Like, it's probably only another maybe hour or so of work to push it very close to complete. Especially if I'm less particular about it, and which I've been a little overly particular about some of this stuff. So if I just like give myself a break and just get some stuff done and not stress too much, then I think we'll get there a little quicker. Are you going to do the auditions on stream? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably not. I've got some people in mind, and I really only need like maybe one other person other than myself for voice acting. So there's a pretty small chance that I'll need to do more than that, and yeah, we'll see. Basically, I'll leave it at we will see for now. I can't say I would like to put somebody through auditioning live on stream. I think that might be a bit too much for an audition. But yeah, in the future, who knows? Who knows? For the next game after this one, we will have a lot more voice acting requirements. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'll still try and do most of the voices myself, just because like I feel more comfortable doing it myself. But yeah. You want to audition for the hamster? You just have to say... that's pretty much it. So... what else did we do? I didn't really do much today. But I knew I wasn't getting much done. It's just like one thing. Just work on that. I'm going to just say 29 to... Let's just say... How many streams do we reckon it will take to get most of this stuff done? Let's see. Ignoring some of them, this is probably like half a day of work. This is definitely, let's say like 3 days. Another half day here, so we're up to like what, 4 days ish. 4.5, 5 days, 6 days maybe. So let's say up to day 35. And instead of let's put in brackets next to them like what day it was, like D29 that we worked on it. This way I don't have to copy and paste the same list every single time. And we'll see on day 35 what's left, and like obviously day 36 we'll create drop a new one down. But yeah, this is all just just art related stuff and a little bit of programming related stuff. So we still have to go through do sound effects, we still have to go through voice acting, we have to do music, but then the game's done. Right? Like after we've done all this stuff, I guess no, this is not everything. This is not everything. Like we have to do cutscene animations as well. So it's not absolutely not everything is listed here, but it's the bulk of the work is here. So yeah, we might be looking at like maybe 45 to 50 days worth of work into, well, and I say days, but like a lot of them are like, you know, 2 or 3 hour streams, so it's not, we can't really call them days, but you know, the reason that this is important to me to track is because I want to work out how much work can I do in a reasonable amount of time, like based on the hours I put into the streams, how far did I get with production of each of these games, because as I go I want to be able to use that as a way to estimate, like, okay, game 4 is this big and has this many scenes, this many characters, this much cutscenes, all that, and we can sort of like look back at what I did do, make predictions. They'll probably be incorrect, but they'll be educated predictions, so they'll be more accurate than if we didn't have this data. Do I mean cinematic cutscenes? Yeah, I do. I do. So yeah, basically if I go back to where we were like on Day of the Sandwich, 2 weeks of almost full-time worth hours, I think. I did nearly full-time hours. Some days I did more than full-time hours on that game over the course of that first 2 weeks. But that game like was mostly me learning AGS and its limitations and how to do the art and making some mistakes that I had to like retry some stuff like that. I didn't really worry too heavily about composition. I did, but not as much as I did on the next game or this game. So you're like, but it's still informative, right? And then this game, last game and this game have been very informative as well. What takes more work? Cinematic cutscenes or in-game animations to represent stuff. With in-game animations, you can cheat a lot. With a cinematic cutscene, I think you really have to deliver a certain level of quality and detail. Like the cat chasing the hamster animation, which lasts about 1.5 to 2 seconds or so. It's very short. Maybe it's more like 3 or 4 seconds. I don't know. It's very short. They're on screen for a very short amount of time. And I wasn't happy with it. But also I was just all like, I need to get this done and move on. I was at that stage. So knowing that it was on screen for such a short amount of time, I think it worked. Like, people look at it, they see it, they get it, and that's the important thing. Communicates the idea. With what I want to do in this, I want to introduce the character of the dogs, for example, with their cutscene. They're going to have like cinematic cutscene where basically they'll come running out from behind something. They'll be barking, and like one of them will sort of like take a snap at the other one as they run along, and that'll give a bit of character. Like this one's the aggressive one, and this one's like, "Ooh, what was that? Why did you snap at me?" Kind of look on his face, and then they'll both like continue running and barking off the screen, and then we'll have. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. After that. I have anonymous follows on the channel, by the way, but thank you. Feel free to jump in the chat and say hello. After the dogs run out, then I want to do a cut to a different angle, like, and when I say different angle, the backgrounds are going to be very what's the word? Impressionistic or surrealist. Like, they're not going to be detailed. Very much think of like the animation backgrounds that you'd see in some of those early cartoons. If I could find one. I thought I had some open, but I must have closed the tab for it. Oh, God. Everything's a mess. You know what? I give up. Oh, I did have a tab open for it. There you go. I found it. This style of background will be what you'll see for those cinematic cutscenes. It'll be very subtle, like just like a big solid color with some line, like some crisp line work, and like maybe 1 or 2 elements that are like slightly like, you know, with tone, like shadows and light and stuff. And that's where the dogs will run out from behind, basically. Something on this level of detail, like maybe a little bit more. But yeah, definitely pulling inspiration from these style of backgrounds. So we'll do that. Very subtle backgrounds, mainly focused on the character, right? The animation of the character itself, to highlight that. And then, oh, I lost my train of thought a little bit, but yeah, so like the dogs come out, and then we'll cut to a slightly different angle, and you'll be able to see Sierra's feet probably run by, or maybe you'll see Sierra's face like screaming and running past. So you'll be like running away from the dogs, and then the stealth section starts. If you've got everything you need for the stealth section, if you don't, then you'll be kicked out to the junkyard scene. Very Looney Tunes, yes. I would like to see more in-game ones, just because I think they're funnier. Yeah, there will be some in-game ones with this too, like jumping, like climbing stuff, jumping stuff, pulling curtains down, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and put as little effort into those as I can, but still represent it clearly. Mainly for the time cost. Zavalid, hello. Currently studying IT fundamentals and look to learn a lot from you outside of class. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I hope your IT fundamentals classes go well. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. I don't know if it's linked from here, but there's VODs on this channel. You can check them out. Maybe you'll find something interesting in there too. There's a lot of VODs though, so good luck. It's okay, store footer, but it's more limited if you want to communicate something else. Oh, yeah. For the in-game animations, yes. So the in-game ones are going to be focused a lot on, like, actions, like tying stuff together. I've got one animation that I'm just going to reuse for, like, doing 2 or 3 different things. So, like, tying the curtains together, tying the rope to the door, hammering the rungs back onto the tree. Anything like that, I'm just going to, like, reuse the animation. And I'll also utilize fade to black to, like, cover the gap between, so I don't have to animate too much in game. But yeah, for those character introduction for, like, the dog's rip and tear coming out, that will be one key animation. If I do come up with an interesting intro, that will probably be animated that way too. And then the outro will have animation. My plan is to animate the silhouettes of the characters for that, so, like, really bringing the game, like, forward a step, but still representing the same view as we had at the end of the last 2 games. The end of the last 2 games, there's characters all just standing on the hill, and it does this panning shot sort of thing, like a parallax panning shot, or pitch, I don't know what you call it, it's like a boom shot. Anyway, do that, but redoing it. Like, redrawing everything, having the characters animate to their position on the hill with the meetup, and then we'll subvert the expectations, and we'll actually have something else on the horizon come into view in this version, and that will be, like, the actual thing that they're going to go to. So yeah. Anyway, I've talked too much now. That's the plan. Whether or not we hit the plan is obviously the question. But yeah, so as far as, like, planning goes for, like, the next several days of working on this, it's going to be, okay, we got to work on, like, character animations here. We got to work on some more background art. We're nearly done with the main background arts for the, like, this is the second last main background. There's one more, like, I consider main, but it's, like, more of a mini-game background. So I'm, like, in my mind, I'm trying to treat it a little differently. But it's basically another major background. But that's it. That's all the backgrounds done once we finish Junkyard 2. And yeah, this is a big job, just going back and, like, pulling everything forward to the, like, the latest build that we had from Day of the Hamster, with all the enhancements we had there, with, like, playing sounds when you pick things up and open doors and all that kind of stuff is something that we want to do. It also has, like, a bunch of supporting features for stuff that we want to do in this game as well. Then all the character design. The character design is something I really need to start spending some time on. I may do a little bit of this offline just so I can get the basics sort of done, and then we can go from there. I feel like we've got I think the character design that we've done so far for the llama and for Aunt Jenny are actually not that bad. I just felt bad about them at the time because I wasn't hitting a perfect look immediately, which obviously I'm not going to do. It's going to take me some time to, like, iterate and get to a character that I actually am happy with. Maybe I need to start thinking about drawing more variations, which is what I would normally do, but I'm trying to save time and get it right first time. Which is not realistic all the time. But I think for the cat, I'm not too concerned. For Simon, I wasn't too concerned, but after trying to draw Jenny, I'm a little more concerned. For the dogs, I don't think I'm going to be too concerned. I'm going to see if I can find some good references to use for them and see what I can do. The guard, I already got some ideas. The rats, I think, will be a bit trickier than the cat, but not too much trickier. So yeah, I feel like these aren't going to be too stressful to get through. I will stress a little bit, but we'll get through it. That's it for our day 29. We've done day 29. Working on day 30 will be hopefully tomorrow morning. I'll get online a little bit and do some. Maybe I'll do another 2 to 3 hours tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'm glad I got on and did this today, though. Like, we actually did make some decent progress, and I feel like I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at now. So that's definitely a good position to be in. Bring our reference back here because I'm gonna. Yeah, that's the reference, one of the many reference tabs that we've got open. Man, I have so much reference art to look at. Man, I really am trying to, like, cut a lot of corners with the production, though. Like, I'm not starting with sketches very frequently. Oh man, this section of this game's pretty good. I still have to do all of the writing for the dialogue as well, which is going to be, that's going to be key for this game, is getting the, like, focusing more on writing and doing a better job with writing. Character conversations, which we haven't had character conversations before. There's a lot of extra stuff we have to do yet. Yeah, okay, that's enough of waffling on. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I'll see you again over on the GOG channel. If you like to play old games, go to GOG.com. I'll be over on the... Let me see if I can shout out GOG.com. I'll be over here later today. Probably in the next... I start in a little over 3 hours, like 3.5 hours from now, I think I start. So, I will see you there. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks very much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.